Yo, yeah. What's up? What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to day 100 of 100. Yep, I believe in, you know, all of this live streams. It is way more than 100. Like, I actually do promise you that. I definitely did way more than 100 videos on this live stream. And I think primarily, I don't know what I'm going to do with the 100. I definitely don't want them to leave on my channel. So, yeah, I'm just going to think about it for a while. I might unlist all the live stream videos. I might not. But, yeah, I'm just going to see what I'm feeling like at the end of the 100. But yeah, we're on the last leg, and yeah, I was thinking of making it ceremonious and you know, maybe play some music as I work or try to get more people into it. But I think there's no better way to end the stream or no end the challenge rather than with the people that have been consistent with the stream, people that have rocked with you since day one of the stream. This is a heartfelt thank you, Tomido. Definitely already seeing you in the chat. Shout out, dude. Daniel. Shout out, Daniel Oroloa. That's uh that's a real guy right there. A lot more people drop by that I cannot remember right now. But thanks to everybody. Like, this is the 100, and trust me, I'm very excited about this because I am I'm tired. I'm so tired, man. I think Tomato is already dropping stuffs in the chats. And bro, yeah, I'm good. 100%, 100%. Like, this is the final stream, and I just want to just give a little bit of a vote of thanks to you. I mean, like, you're always on every stream. So thank you. I hope you do not have exams coming up, or you do not have to go and study. That's what I hope. Because if you do, it's still going to be the same. Like, you got to go study. But like, if you don't, it'd be nice to have you on the stream, and let's just rock out the entire, the 100 of 100. This is a dream come true. I trust me, I didn't even think this was possible. Honestly, I didn't think this was possible. I was coming in from the angle of like, okay, let me see how far I can push this. But yeah, I mean, just from okay, let's see how far this can go to right here. Everything looking really good. What I'm going to do for the stream, if you look at the front of the stroke, I love the front. I love the center section too. So I section it into three: the front, the center section, and then the back. The center section is great. I'm looking at this container right now. It looks really boxy for me. I want to see if I can add a bevel on that. And yeah, maybe a little bit of bevel on that would make it less boxy, you know. But this looks good. Under the truck looks really good too. I have a reference for the trucks. That's the side right here, which I am going to follow religiously because if this section doesn't look good, it will quickly stand out. You would easily tell that it's not good, you know. Tomato said he has not studied. Yeah, I know you're day one. I know you are day zero. and all of that good stuff. But man, I really don't know what you're doing. Like I've said it before, and I probably want to say it again. You need to go study, bro. You really need to go study. This video is always going to be here for you to come back to. And yeah, at the beginning and at the end of the final video, I'll definitely big you up so you could come back to say your big ups. Because yeah, you really rocked with me throughout this entire stream. But if that means you still being on the stream, I don't know. I don't just feel good about it. Yeah, you know, I don't just feel good about it. I feel like you should go read. I cannot force you. I can only advise you. You know. I realized I can't even kick anyone off the stream. I don't even know if that's possible. I checked. I don't think that's possible. But yeah, if you have something to do, man, like you have to go do it. You have to go do it for real, for real. I'm gonna go on with today's work. I'm already rounding off edges, making things look good and look most especially natural too. Like things needs to look natural. Like it's just coming from somewhere that looks like it works, basically. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This is good. I think I would extrude this a little bit. Yeah, GY on this. And this is good. Next up, I do not know what's going on here, but I kind of feel like guessing a little bit. Yeah, I feel like guessing on that. Hmm. Um. So I think one thing for sure on this side is a knot that is holding that hydraulic device there. So I'm going to bring in a cylinder, turn to face, and just scale all of that down. Let me see. I think Tomino dropped the message. I think that's really is just wasting of time because it doesn't make you rich. Just prepare you to have a job and diabetes. I think school is. We're not going to do that here. Not on this stream. Definitely not on my. Yeah, I won't say on my watch because yeah, no, definitely not on this stream. Most def. School is not a scam. School is really really essential, and I do not get where you're coming from. Where you say they're preparing for the job market and all of that stuff. Like I have friends, I have siblings, I have brothers that went to school and still run a business. So that doesn't school doesn't mean like you're done and you go and be a worker or something. No, you can essentially still you can have a business, at the end of the day. But the real importance of school is the access it gives to you, the network it gives to you, among your schoolmates, among your classmates. You have the next tech innovators are out there, the next tech founders are out there. Like you wouldn't want to miss out on the opportunity of building with people that really are going to be the next wave of what tech is going to be like in the next 10 years. You're only 16, bro. Like say school is not a scam. It is not a scam. Like if you think from your own angle that it is, I won't say I kind of see the reason why, but I'm just going to give you the reason why it's not. That network is very very important, very strong, especially when you're around people that are of like minds, people that want to do similar stuff. You're in school and you're, let's say you're doing let's say you're doing computer graphics in school, computer animation. Like those people that you have as your classmates are those people that are going to eventually grow up to be great artists, including yourself, and you guys are going to be working in the biggest studio. And just as a natural causation of, growing up and graduating from school, you already have high level professionals that are working in the best animation studios. You have high level professionals that are working on triple A games, triple A studios, and you do not have to start trying to make old age friendship connection because you already have people there. Like if you are somehow out of your luck regarding maybe some kind of a company, you know that you have someone that you can call in case there's an opening for a concept artist or a 3D modeler, whatever. I do not know what you're studying in school, bro. I don't know what you're studying in school, but whatever it is, you need that network. You also need that structure and discipline. Like if you want to eventually run your own company, you need structure. You need soft skills, and you can get that everywhere. It's out there. All of the skills are out there, but the one you get in school is, it's great. I'll be completely honest with you. School is great. It's not a scam. You should go. You should go to school. School is really great. Um yeah. And even in terms of like just basic life common sense stuff. If you are in Nigeria, you would actually understand what I mean by school is not a scam. Like there are some basic things that you expect people to know and they do not know. And that's primarily because they either didn't further their education to an extent, or one of those things. I don't want to assume anything here, and I mean you just see the effects in real time. Don't not take that risk. You're just 16 years old, and it's going to be nice for you to have. That's not even a nice to have, that's a need to have, bro. That is a need to have. You might not use it in like maybe your artistic journey, or maybe you want to even be a footballer. You might not need it as such, but it's a nice. It's good to have that. It's good to have that, man. Go to school. Go to school. You teach you how to become a slave. I think school is good. But if you relied on school, I don't think you'll be a rich man because they did not teach us how to make money. They just prepare us for a job. They don't teach us soft skills. Yep, 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 yep. You're you're in the right line of thinking, honestly. And for someone your age thinking in that kind of line is it's impressive. It is impressive. I still I still remain of the school of thought. Like it's a huge risk not going to school, man. It is a huge risk. Like you almost have to work twice as hard, man. I'm not. I think I'm a little bit risk averse in a way. That is why I would always advise people to like, man, go to school, go to school. What if you do not go and you find out like at the end of the day you do not enjoy graphic design or logo design as much, and you are thinking of pivoting, you do not have a lot of options anymore. Let's say at this point you're 25, you're 24, you're already like panicking that, oh, time is going, I need to figure out something that is stable and stuff like that. But like with school, it's really going to help you with figuring out what you really really want to do, and that, my friend, like is important. It's important. I mean, like we've talked about this a little bit before. You know, something I would usually say is in your early things, do a lot of stuff. Like you feel like you know what you want to do right now until you get exposed to like physics, you get exposed to geometry, you get exposed to geography, you get exposed to trigonometry, you get exposed to like technical drawing. You get exposed to talked about physics. Physics was so interesting for me. You get exposed to all of these things, and you feel like, oh, okay, is this not something I think this is something I want to explore. This is something that is catching my interest. And yeah, you might not actually even get that interest at all unless you go to school. Like, you might not see all of that possibilities except you go to school. So I'm an advocate of going to school. I would always tell people to go to school. I would never tell anyone that I say, oh, okay, since you already have the skill of being a music producer, don't go to school, just go and be. No, 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 no. How will you handle your business? How will you relate to clients? Like, the soft skill that you so desire, it's out there. It's out there in school, bro. And the thing is that I agree with you. Like, some of these schools do not teach the soft skill like that. In that regard, I do agree with you. But if you're exposed to the right people, the right books, you'll pick that up like in no time. In no time. So yeah, that is my 2 cents. I'm trying to construct as much detail as I can see right now. You know, just get as much as I can on the plate. And then just start making sense of the whole thing, basically. Okay. So we have some lines. I think first thing for me is like, maybe I want to separate these lines actually. P to separate. L P to separate. All right. So we have this. I can GY just like so. GY. So this would convert to a curve. Add some depth to this. Add that shade smooth. And yep, we have this right here. I don't know how this one connects, but it feels like it's going behind actually. But let me just kind of give it the same object. No, not the same object. Let me just treat this differently. I beg. Convert to a curve, add depth to that, add a sub D, and what I'm thinking is she's going right behind. But no, I'm just going to keep both on top actually. Then maybe this one goes right behind and into. No, this doesn't go right behind too. So I'll convert this to a curve, add some depth to this, and then right here, or GX, or GY rather. Yeah, man, school teaches you how to think. But if school is great, the first rich will be the teachers. I don't say school is bad, but the principle of school, the first one that is created, was to teach people how to become good workers. Because in 1890, you have a worker that are stupid, not disciplined, and bad, so they create the school. Yeah, 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 yeah. All of that is like, sounds accurate. sounds accurate and all of that. But again, I do have examples, like tangible examples of people that went to school and they run $1 million businesses. I still okay. I didn't talk to him, but he is on my Instagram and he just posted some content recently, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is that dude. They went to school and they're running like very very profitable businesses. So you can still run your business. You do not have to be a worker at the end of the day. And bro, like I don't know what the stigma is with being a worker, but it's not. I don't know how to say this, but it's not as bad as people think. You get stuck, you feel stuck, you feel like you want to do more, but it's just still going to be it's going to be a means to an end for you. And if you're someone that is creative and don't like staying in one spot, you definitely won't stay in that spot for a long time. Like you would always be doing stuff on the side and all of that stuff. So it's not necessarily like you're focused on the 9 to 5 per se. So yeah, I think my all of my thoughts is still kind of the same. Go to school, man. Go to school. Like, yeah. There are a lot of story of people that dropped out, people that did this, did that. Like, not in this day and age, man. Just do your own and make sure you complete all of that tenure. At the end of the day, you'll be grateful that you did because the certificate is there. You can always use that for something. If you want to run a business, you can study courses that would lend well to that. There are some business administrative courses that would help with all of that stuff. So, I mean, school helps. School helps. I'll be completely honest with you, Tomido. School helps, bro. School is not a scam. It is not a scam at all. I don't even think by any stretch of the imagination it is. I don't even see a context where school is actually a scam. Like there is none at all. Okay. What am I looking at over here, man? I think right here we need some kind of a loop and loop. Then I can select this, subdivide, insert, turn that into a circle, scale that down, view, frame selected, extrude, extrude, extrude. That's fire. Bring cursor to this point, and then I'll bring in a cube, merge all at center. Hmm, that's an interesting thought actually, and I don't agree with that thought because I feel like school can teach us to run a business. Definitely, definitely. School can definitely teach us to run a business, bro. Right, some thickness here. I think I'm going to bring in some cylinders on this side. Turn this to view, scale down like so. Maybe a little bigger so that I can come to the side view, frame selected. And what I'm thinking about is like something like this. Beveled, but apply scale first of all. Beveled, select this, bevel, extrude inward, select this, and then bevel. We have this face. I can insert and extrude inward, select this, bevel, shade smooth, and with this I can shift D. I think at this point P, do this, do this, do this, all the way in here like so. So that's cool. I can use L to select this and P to separate that selection. I have to be very, very careful with this so it doesn't look like some mumble jumbled stuff. So I can put one into here, scale this down, and yeah, looking good so far. I can shade smooth on this. I think this part I want to add in a bevel. That's cool. Ah, there are a lot more. Okay, I think so. It's this, see them here. I thought I was missing out some details. Um, so in what subjects? So I won't be able to like pinpoint particular subject they would teach about running a business, type of businesses, how to register your business, how to run accounts, things of that nature, because I was a science student, right? But I do know there are some business administrative courses that would give you that initial step on what you need to run a business. It might probably not be to the highest level, but I know that there is a highest level to where you can get an MBA and get all the requisite knowledge of running a business. But ultimately, I think someone has said before, and I heard where he said, whatever it is you're taught in business school is only 5% of what it takes to run a business. Like, and when I say 5%, I'm saying 5% loosely because his percentage was really low. So let's say like 20%, somewhere around that. I can't remember the actual figure, but it was low. And he said where the actual knowledge for running a business comes from is from doing, failing and going back to do again. Like all of that, investments for business, for how to even run a business, knowing what's a winner and what should go into the bin, things like that, making decision for your business. And yeah, it's somehow like somehow I agree with that because like if you see some of our conventional millionaires right now, I think that's kind of similar routes they took. But then if you see in a statement, he doesn't throw away the need for, you know, traditional learning of business. He didn't throw that away at all. It is still relevant, But then your actual practice of trying to run something also plays a part. So it's a combination of both. So you need to have the school, and you need to roll up your sleeve and get your hands dirty a little bit. So yeah. think this, yeah, can duplicate this. P to separate that selection. Mm, right around here. Can select more. Delete faces. Extrude edges, or maybe on the front, I can just extrude this. Um, face, face. On this side, I can G, SY, 0, GY. That's cool. Maybe I want to bring in some. Oh, this is too thick actually. So let's do this right here. Bring in a cylinder. Scale that down. SY. I'm going to bring in six-sided. And it's going to be scaled down. RX 90. Scale down. And SY like so. GY. GY, S, Shift X. Right click, shader to smooth, join, bevel, roll that up. That's cool. G, Shift D, and I'll move this onto the side. Do you think they get paid from? Do you think? Okay, wait. Do you like get paid from 3D or just the graphic design? I think it's a personal question, but this one no. Yeah, there's nothing personal about the question. Like it's a fantastic question, and I think that would even maybe lend well to our discussion about business and all of that stuff. I so I think the straightforward answer to that is I do not get paid from 3D. What I'm aiming to achieve with 3D is completely different from graphic design. So graphic design is my profession, and that is what I wake up in the morning, take my bag, and go to work for every day. You know, I do not render 3D services professionally. The reason that I'm learning 3D, one, first of all, it's fun. It's interesting. I love working in 3D. First of all, secondly, there's an opportunity to develop a passive income, and that is where where the business talk kind of comes from, like having that skill that you can apply to a community, offer certain services that is recurring. You don't necessarily sell a physical product and it just goes off one off. This is a digital product to where they can always come back to say, oh, I need this garbage truck. I need this garbage truck. And they can always download and pay like $10, $15. But I think it's going to be higher. It's going to be like $30 actually. So they can always pay that. Now imagine like you have 10 people that are downloading that. No, not 10. 10 is even a lot. Five people that are downloading that every month. And then five people are downloading like your hundreds of other 3D model. That is what I'm trying to do with 3D and stuff. Initially, I wasn't even thinking of monetizing. I was just doing it for fun. I enjoyed doing it. But then the thought came to me when, I saw my CD trader started picking up. I only have 12 models on my 3D trader. And it doesn't make a lot in a month. Make very, very minimal, But yeah, I also want to turn this into an income, and this is the way I know how to do it, you know. So yeah, I think I already answered the question with which one pays, and it's graphic design. And funnily enough, I didn't read graphic design in school. The thing that school helped me with was identifying early enough that whatever it is I was studying wasn't going to work, and I needed to learn graphic design. If you are learning on your own, you won't even know when it's time to make that pivot. You will think, okay, yeah, this is going to work, this is going to work, this is going to work. But if I didn't make this pivot, boy, oh my god, oh my god, if I didn't make these pivots, bro, man, God is faithful, bro. I'm saying that if I didn't make these pivots, man, I think this was like a clutch decision actually to make the pivot into this. Cause yo, I didn't use my certificate for anything. For nothing. I didn't use my certificate for anything. But I think just the exposure and the self realization to know that this isn't going to work, I need to pivot to graphic design was a win for me. Like you might feel like it's helping your argument with the fact that I am not using graphic design for anything. I mean, I'm not using chemistry for anything, but just being in that environment where you know and you're testing what's going to work and what's not going to work, it's a huge thing. It's huge. Like that's where you actually filter out what it is I want to do and what it is I don't want to do. It happens all there. So yeah, that's it, man. Happens all in school. There's something here that I want to construct so badly. And it looks something like this. Insert, extrude. This is beveled, but it's not like beveled sharp. It's like flat somehow. So it's looking something like this. SY. And extruded and beveled, just like so. No, nope, nope, nope. I'm going to do insert, extrude, bevel. Let's do that again. Extrude, extrude, bevel. I'm going to bring in a cylinder, scale down RX90. Oh no. Cylinder 32, scale down RX, no, RX90. I think I want to use one as a boolean first of all. So I'm going to do something like this. GY, SY. Copy this, boolean this out. This needs more vertices. Needs more loop cut actually. And I can paste that copied mesh in like so. SY, scale, select this and just bevel. Shade smooth, I can hide all of that mesh. Where is it? All of that cutter rather. So this is cool, and this intersects with a panel that's right here. So I need to create this panel, bring color to this point, cube down, all of that to center, and yep, let's construct. Extrude, 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 Yep, just like so. Fill. I'm going to fill this and I'm going to extrude this and GY. Hmm. So I'm going to copy this, scale down, GY a little bit, and then give this some extrusion. Shift D, Shift D, think Shift D on this side. Maybe I also want one here and one here. That's cool. Okay, Tomido, you said how much time do you take to become a professional in graphic design? So, like, with graphic design, it's so untraditional and unconventional. Like, there is no certification to say, okay, this person is a certified professional, you know. But I've been given a certain remuneration for offering graphic design services. So, yeah, I feel like I'm a professional now. I've been doing that for 8 years. The first time I was like employed to do graphic design was way back in 2018, you know, and this is 2026. So I've been doing professional graphic design for like 8 years. Yeah, if you see me look to the side again, I'm just reading comments and trying to respond as much as I can. Yeah, man, they say AI will replace us. Yeah, you know, the whole AI topic, it's real. Like it is going to replace, you know, and I've seen it happen in real time. Someone that will usually send me flyers and graphics to make for our business, you know, all of a sudden is generating for ourselves and it's working. It looks great. I won't even lie. The design looks beautiful. But, you know, something that I feel like cannot be taken away, even though like people might not say that's valuable right now, is our tastes and how much we have honed in our eye for the basic fundamentals, that scale, proportion, repetition, all of that basic stuff. Like how much honed in designers' eyes are. I respect UI and UX designer a lot because even the slightest of difference in hierarchy or scale or proportions, these people are picking it out. And I don't know. I don't know if AI is good at that yet, you know. But but yeah, the differentiating factor right now are going to be people that, you know, are quickly developing their taste. Yeah, someone like me. What I do to develop my taste is it's not designing. At this point, I don't even like design to develop my taste anymore. I am consuming to develop my taste, you know, and consuming involves me coming out every day, applying myself to design blogs, reading studies, and all of that stuff. And yeah, it's really really helpful, you know, in all of those design blogs and stuff. But yeah, I'm really just watching the whole AI thing and seeing where it lands because right now tokens are not even they're not cheap anymore. Tokens are not cheap, and that is where it's going to get to where okay the AI gets monopoly of the entire market and just watch how prices on tokens will just spike, and now you see people dependent on overpriced tokens and stuff to generate designs. And yeah, you just see that okay, their budget for design are shot so high, you know. And yeah, man, it's just crazy. And the funny thing is that like even in this age of design and all of this stuff, that is where I'm still learning how to draw. I thought I was going to show you my sketchbook. So let me see if I can put it up. So I told you I've been learning how to draw. Let me see the OBS if it's going to show. I mentioned that I've been learning how to draw, and this is like it's like my seventh sketchbook. I don't know how we completely honest. This is like my seventh sketchbook, man. So what I've been doing is like one sketchbook per what now? Per month. It's like 100-page sketchbook. So in order to fulfill that, I need to fill in like 3 pages of drawing on this sketchbook every day, And yeah, on this one, I've been studying Peter Hahn's book, Dynamic Sketching, and I've been sketching every day. As you can see, it shows that I'm way, way behind schedule. This is May, and you'll see that the sketchbook is dated February 2026. So I'm I'm at a deficit right now, and I need to cover that up. And I think the way I'm going to cover that up is to get a leaf with less than 100. I'm looking for a leaf for like 20 pages so I can run through a month sketch quickly. Yeah. So I'm at the stage where I'm learning um basic world element, basic world matters, and okay, you said the stream is oh, okay, I see why the stream is lagging. The network is really, really dragging right now, and it's struggling to keep up. But I'll monitor it, and if it continues like this, I will I'm going to get another stream. If it continues like this, it's most likely going to cut. But I don't know if this is a good time to show my sketchbook. Yeah, let me move that to another time, man. Since it's really, really laggy, it won't be the best way to present my fantastic drawings. Oh my god! But if the stream gets back to not being laggy, just let me know so I can get back on to it. Yeah, from your journey, what do you think we're supposed to learn, man? I don't have the answer for you for that. I don't have the answer for you for that because I still lean on what are you interested in, what are your passions, what do you enjoy doing, what would you rather just do for free without getting paid for it, and that is what you should be doing absolutely. Franklin, I don't know, you just dropped the law. I don't know what that means, but yeah. I think what we have been doing on the page is whenever we have a new commenter, we go onto the YouTube channel and see if they are 3D artist or Blender user, and it is not going to be different with you. Definitely not going to be an exception. I'm just going to go on here and see if I can pull up. Where is it? If I can pull up. Yep. Okay. Nope. It's just personal channel. So I don't think you're a 3D artist, but it's cool. Yeah, man, it takes a lot. You said the drawing is so good. I don't know. I don't think it's so good. Like right now, I'm just drawing what other people have drawn. I don't have my own life subject matter to draw from, you know. So yeah, if the stream gets a bit less laggy, you can let me know and I'll run you through my sketchbook. It's I'm studying insects right now and it's an interesting subject matter, very, very complicated, and yeah, I'm very stressful too. I'm going to continue with this, man. Time has really gone, and I have to. Even if I don't finish this on the stream, I might just do it out of stream. That's what we might do. So I'm going to come up here. Right around the spots, I'll bring in cube, scale down SX right here, SX, SZ. I'm going to rotate a little bit, G to bring this here. And what we're going to do is SZZ. Right around there is cool. I'm going to bevel and then bevel. So this face, I'm going to right click and bridge so that we have this and this. I can apply that and then round this off smoothly. So this is going to be shade smooth. Right here, I don't know. Okay, this is cool. Looking good so far. I think this is going to be duplicated across. I'm going to shift D up to this point. Shift D up to this point. And we're going to do it up to this point also. So that's cool. So I'm looking at this step right here. I think this is in the wrong position. It's supposed to be much more forward around this area. So I need to just go back to all of this and make sure I set it up correctly. That means this might actually go all the way to the back here. Oh, hey, okay. That's a major change that's going to happen at the back. But let us continue. I'm going to bring in a cube here around here. Merge at center. Or extrude. Extrude, extrude. Extrude this. Extrude to this point. Extrude down to this point. Extrude. Extrude. And land right here. So right now we have this which is going to be converted to a curve, and we'll add depth to that, and we'll shade smooth too. So I can GY into position like so and add in smoothing. Bring this down and select both and just subdivide. Where is it? Subdivide. Select this to subdivide again. That's cool. I need to finish up what's going on here first of all before I go down to that part. So I think more panel stuffs we are going to do. Scale down G, and then I can G, move this, move this, move this, and then G right here. It's cool. SY. I can scale this cheesy. GY. GX, SX. Shift D. P to separate a selection. And I can GY. And Shift DX. Repeat, repeat. That's cool. Is this still going? Let me see. Let me see. Check OBS. Okay, I think the network is back strong. Tell me that if you are still on stream, let me know. I think this could be a right time to showcase that book. So if you're still on, let me know. If you're not to school, I can always show that some other time. I don't even understand what's going on here. Like this area is just a whole bunch of mumble jumble. GY. Scale up, rotate, scale, rotate. G, Shift D, rotate. I'm not really sure about this part right here. Like this is just straight sampling. So maybe I want to Shift D, P to separate that selection. Something like this, GY. Cool. That's why. Think right here, we're going to add a little bit of a breakage. Okay, yeah, stream is not good. So let me just show that. So like I said, like I'm at the stage where I'm studying certain subject matter, and the thing with studying subject matter is that like for someone that is an absolute and complete beginner, I have to go over stuff over and over again just to. I think the stream is already lagging again, and maybe it's because I'm increasing this thing size of the feed. I think so. Look at it's now laggy actually. Stream is now really really laggy. Hmm. Let's see. I think it's on 0 right now. Let's see if it's ever going to come up. Or if the stream is just going to cut. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Yeah, most def. Like those would be very, very helpful for someone that is just starting out like me. Like if you could, is he an elder brother? Yeah, let me ask first. Is he an elder brother? And yeah, if he has some of his work, you can share so I could follow and just try to s- see his style and how I could I could kind of type into that a little bit. So I think where even what made that discussion come up was the fact that, even with the advent of AI and stuff, I'm still learning things like that. I do not know why, but that's where my natural tendencies is moving to, and yeah, I'm making sure I explore that by all means necessary. AI is here doesn't mean like you wouldn't want to pick up new skill. Okay. I think these three things I want to move forward. As a matter of fact, you should include this and then maybe this also onto GX rather. Move them all to these points. Yeah. Something like this. And then all of these inner workings, not necessarily inner workings, but all of this like frame after EX. Bring all of that forward to this point. Hmm. So I don't think I can bring forward the whole thing. So maybe we can do the bottom and maybe the top. Let's see. The top. Can extrude all of that on the X. That's cool. Um hmm. I have to rethink this a little bit now. Like a little bit. I think right here I'll mark this off on this part. Mark this off here. Right? And why I'm doing that is to be able to select this SY0, select this SY0. That's cool. I can select this two also, and then I can extrude on the X like so. GX. We have a space up here which is not supposed to be there. So I'm going to undo all of that and then make sure this is accurately measured. SY. Yeah, on the nose right there. So I can select. Let me see, is the stream still working? Yeah, Tomato, it's good, but I don't know. Whenever I just try to increase my video feed to show that sketchbook is just that just brings a lot of lag. And I don't think I want that right now. So this is not necessarily going to be the last stream. I think I'm going to make another stream to texture. Yeah. So maybe on that. I don't know when that stream is going to come up though. But maybe on that I would show a little bit of that sketchbook. But for now, I do not want to jeopardize the stream. I just want to just get things moving and get things rolling. Right here, I want to bring this forward. And the thing is that